All right, Tuesday, slower day compared to Monday, which is nice that it's kind of like a off and on, off and on. And now we're on the hunt because nobody's here. We're looking for that, but in a 3 compartment. So many boxes, lost in the boxes. Holy crap, he just got like some shipments in. Nothing's unpacked. I might be screwed. Shopping for tomorrow with my brother. Got a couple of big ones, so we're just getting a head start on what we know we need, what we need tomorrow already, like buns. We just bought like 30 packs of hot hamburger buns, and we still have hoagie rolls to get the next spot. Three o'clock on the road, grabbing gas, gonna get home, go to the gym, and then same old, I don't know. Not a lot going on these days, and I'm starting to feel it, like editing these vlogs, and just like my days are very repetitive. I change it up a little bit by going to the gym or streaming, but there's not really much to do. There's not really much for me to do. It's wicked hot outside, so you just don't want to be outside unless you're in the pool, right? Which I thought about maybe popping the top in the hot tub, but I didn't do it last night, which means I don't think it'll be comfortable right now, right? I would need to pop the top tonight and use it tomorrow, which might be the case. Don't need to buy anything, don't need to go shopping for anything. There's not really any movies that I can think of that I want to go see. Yeah, just gonna go home and watch some vlogs. I recognize right now that my life's pretty boring, both for you and me. Like, I'm admitting my life is very boring right now. I don't have little kids anymore that require a lot of attention and like doing things to stimulate them. And you know, like fast forward to today, I've got a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old that essentially live their own lives, doing their own thing. I mean, they don't even eat dinner with us most of the time, you know, these days. Not that I'm complaining, I'm simply just it's just one of those things that my 30-minute drive home and or my 30-minute drive to work, I have a lot of time to think. It's my quiet time to think. I'm forced to because I can't do anything else, right? I'm literally sitting in a car driving. And I'll listen to podcasts most of the time. I don't listen to music in the car most of the time, just podcasts. Yeah. One of the things I've kind of come to realize, and it really hit me Sunday evening when the weekend had passed and we didn't do anything. We didn't really leave the house for any reason. I left the house for work, Tiffany worked, and then we were home all weekend. And I was okay with it. She was okay with it, you know? Again, this summertime right now in Arizona is very brutal to do anything. So part of this equation is literally where I live. While flip it around, you know, in the wintertime, a lot of you can't do anything because it's, you know, you got 12 inches of snow or 3 feet of snow, and you got blizzards and you got, you know, all these windy, icy conditions. Like, it's the same thing, right? My point is, the point I'm trying to make is, I'm in this phase of my life where I'm okay with doing nothing. And the only time, or the only part that I feel guilty about is I don't have anything really to share with you. And sometimes I don't even have anything to say to you. You know, I tried the daily journal for a while there, and eventually I just run out of things to say. I run out of things worth saying. So I kind of feel the same way with the vlogs. Like, I wake up every morning, pull the camera out, I say hi to you, I say good morning, because I want to, because I want to check in with you, because ultimately you want to check in with me. So many of you have made my vlog part of your daily routine. We talked about this, you know, a couple weeks ago, and the comments were overwhelming, and I appreciate that. My brother and I had a really good conversation today about the future of our business. I want to talk about that next. Now, we're getting ready to move warehouses in the next couple of weeks. And after that, there are a couple other opportunities that might come up because of the move, because of the space that we have, and just in conversation with other people in the business, in the industry. There's a lot, like 6 months ago, I would have been like, I don't know what we're doing. I know what we're doing, but I'm like, there's not a clear path. There's a bunch of different ways we can go. There's a bunch of different paths, yada, yada. But now that we've kind of like chosen this path with this warehouse and with the person that we're essentially working with and the person that we're moving with, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different things. And so I had a conversation with my brother today and him feeling optimistic for the first time in a long time, which that's really all I care about, is him being optimistic for the future of this company, because essentially it's his company. It will be his company. You know, I'm here to tag along and assist and help him get to wherever he wants to go. But hearing him being optimistic about it and having these conversations, I basically said, yeah, thumbs up. But just know that that is a 5 to 10 year plan. So 5 to 10 more years of, we don't know what next month's going to look like. The new warehouse, new area, new space. You know, we're working on a new cooler right now, and that's being troublesome, but we got to get that taken care of ASAP. A lot of opportunities. And so I've talked about this in the past, like, there's so much time, right? There's so much time. I have another 20 years, essentially, of working in some capacity, right? 25 plus years. So it doesn't really matter about what today brings. I can attest to, changing careers now 4 times and having really high highs and really low lows in my 20 years as an adult. I've had some really bottom lows, and I've had some amazing highs. Today, this day, right now that I'm recording this, is my 18-year, not even anniversary, birthday. I created this channel 18 years ago today. I posted that, I put it on X and Facebook and Threads and all that. Today is 18 years. This channel is 18 years old. I did a quick snapshot of my analytics in its lifetime. 444 million views, 793,000 subscribers. But anyway, my point is, seeing that graph was a reminder. Started here, went here, came back down here. And that's a metaphor for life. Like, there's so much time in our lifetime to do something and stop, and do something new and stop that, and then do something new and stop that. Like, you don't have to be stuck in the same place forever. And I argue that you shouldn't. I feel like I think everybody should move. Everyone should start new jobs and careers. And I personally feel like change is needed for the human condition, the human spirit. Like, trying new things, trying new experiences, visiting new places. Like, so many people never leave their town that they were born in. They were born there, they're raised there, they work there, they buy a house there, they marry someone that they've probably known their whole life, they have kids there, they die there. They never leave their bubble. And I think that everyone should. I think maybe you don't move away. Like, I still live in Arizona, I still live in Phoenix where I was born and raised, but I've traveled all across the country, and there's more places that I want to go. I want to visit other countries. I want to visit other continents. Like, I want to do that. And that's my goal someday to do. I'm totally going on a rant, and I apologize. It's been 5 minutes on this clip here. The point that I was making, all of this, is that, again, very self-reflective, but while I apologize for the vlogs being meh most of the days, I'm telling you that I'm aware of it, but I accept it. This is my life right now, right? I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with my wife. I'm thoroughly enjoying the little moments I get with my kids because they're more meaningful now. They're few and far between, so they're more meaningful. And I assume that it'll continue as they get older and move away. The moments you have with your kids, your adult kids, will be more exciting and enjoyable. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where I was going with that whole conversation. My future is very unknown. I don't know where I'm going to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I have no idea. But I'm just going to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, with a smile on my face, because I feel good. Right now, I feel great. I'm going to the gym. That definitely has something to do with it. I have you. I have this channel. I have all the other amazing people that watch and hang out and comment and interact every day. I'm pretty happy. I could be happier. Everyone could always be happier. But I'm happy enough, if that makes sense. All right, let's go to the gym. Just drove to the gym, knocked it out. I feel like I'm going faster, which is nice. I'm not waiting for the cool down period. I'm like, let's go. But I'm out of protein powder, so quick stop at the grocery store. Core Power is good brand. I like this brand a lot. All right, we're back home. We're gonna just gonna check real quick. I'm just curious what the temperature is of the spa. If it's like low 90s, pop the top for an hour, probably jump in. But if it's in the high 90s or even at 100, it's gonna need a night to chill out. It's gotta take a minute to temp check. Ooh, it feels warm. 102. That's a big yikes. 102 is great if it was 60 degrees outside, right? But 102 water when it's 112 out here is not great. Definitely need to pop the top. Plants are looking real crispy, man. I'm gonna have to increase the watering again. I just don't think, whatever. I think I'm doing two 45 minutes, like one at 7 a.m., one at 7 p.m. Obviously not enough. Everything is just toasty. And I think it's at like 80%, which never quite understood, like, does that mean like full, the amount of water coming out is the full tube? I don't know. The guy never explained it to me. He just set it up and said, you're good. In the wintertime, lower it. So I did. And in the summertime, I raised it, but obviously didn't raise it enough because everything died. All right, we're gonna check. We're gonna check sprinklers here. All right, it's set for 60 minutes, 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. for an hour each. Okay. Well, let's go another 15 minutes. Just keep pushing it, you know. What's the 60%? Ah. Now we'll go 80%. We'll see how that goes.
You can see that that's the top of Upper Yosemite Falls, and we hiked all the way.
So I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and I forget who he was talking to, but he made a comment that he watches YouTube on his TV more than he watches Netflix and other services. And even though I have the YouTube app on the Apple TV, I never watch YouTube on there. It's always like on my iPad or on my laptop. But then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, why don't I? Because I mean, that's doesn't matter what service it is or what the thing I'm watching is. visual entertainment. Why not put it on the biggest screen that I have? So that's what I did. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's like a sit back experience watching vlogs. I'll have to look at my analytics, but the last time I looked, a third of my viewership was on a TV. And there's a growing trend of more people are watching YouTube on TVs than ever before. Do you watch YouTube on your TV? Like ever? Like not necessarily all the time, but like just out of curiosity. If you do, let me know in the comments below. If you watch YouTube on your TV, like on the couch, sit back, watch like you watch TV, or you throw it on while you're cooking, right? Like people watch the news or have the news in the background, just out of curiosity. How was the coffee today?
I enjoyed it.
Right amount?
I think so. How about you?
So I don't know what happened, but it turned off the warmer like really quick. So my coffee wasn't hot. I didn't realize it until it was too late. Yeah. So I just spent, I don't know, I guess last hour and a half. I honestly don't know exactly the timeline, but I spent my evening watching YouTube on the TV, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Definitely going to lean more into that. As I've said numerous times, I pull inspiration from other creators, specifically other vloggers. And the content that I tend to watch more of is van life, people living in vans, traveling, and off-grid living. And part of me thinks to myself, I'd love that. I want to do that. I want to try that. But then another part of me thinks it's not so much living in a van or living off the grid, but it's traveling and or living somewhere that's surrounded by nature. Which is funny because if someone asked me right now, right here, right now, if you could live anywhere in the world, or I guess that's kind of hard to answer since I haven't been everywhere in the world, but if you could go live somewhere right now, right? Bills taken care of, or your money situation wasn't an issue, where would you want to live? My quick gut reaction would be somewhere downtown and in some city. I've been to a handful of cities, and I just said this just yesterday driving downtown Phoenix. Like, I like the feeling of the buildings and the noise and the constant, everywhere you look, there's something to see. There's somebody doing something. There's something going on. Like, I really do like that. But on the flip side, for the same reasons, I think I'd also like living in a forest surrounded by trees. So I get that canopy feel that I get downtown. Green, trees everywhere, plants, the smells, the sounds. I mean, I love camping. I love hiking. I love nature. I mean, as long as there's internet, obviously, good, fast, reliable internet, which Starlink's helping that fix that problem. So I think, really speaking, you have service pretty much everywhere. But so I don't know. That's one of the takeaways tonight. Is I watched a lot of van life / off-grid living, longer videos, because I feel like that, sitting back and watching some of these channels that I subscribe to, and B, literally just discovered today. The recommendations have been really good. Yeah, I don't know. A little hint of imposter syndrome, because the reality is I own this house, and I really do love where I live, and I do love this house. Sierra and Bryce will be moved out in the next 2 or 3 years. Realistically, it could be as soon as next year. This time next year, the kids could both be moving out. That's crazy to actually think about. Bryce could be going to Flagstaff, and Sierra could be going to Tempe. That is a very real situation next year. So then the question comes down to, what do Tiff and I do, right? I mean, the short answer, the most realistic answer, is we stay right here. I mean, we've only been in this house coming up on 4 years. That's not a long time. It's a 30-year mortgage, in case you didn't know. It takes 30 years to pay off a home at your minimum payment rate. I'm sure we'll stay here, live that empty nest life that we've kind of been getting a taste of, but really for extended periods of time, not have to worry about the kids, being home at all. But then maybe after a couple of years, then what? I was just talking about how, while I prefer hot over cold, the summers are still unbearable, right? Not fun to be outside, do anything. You can't really do anything. Can't enjoy nature, during the summer. But on the inverse, you can't enjoy winter months either. Everything's covered in snow. Everything's dead. There's no green because everything's fallen off, So gotta live somewhere that's green year round, which is really hard to find. Or you have 2 homes, right? Summer home, winter home. Also difficult to do. So I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just kind of spitballing here. But the takeaway tonight was there's a lot of great content out there. Right now I'm leaning into that, those types of channels and those types of videos. Also makes me realize how dull my vlogs are. One particular channel, the one that I started with tonight, that kind of started this whole rabbit hole that I went down. It's been 2 months since she posted her last video. She admits it. In fact, the video is called Bad YouTuber, I think. She's a fantastic filmmaker. I'm not going to call her a vlogger. She makes films. She's like Casey Neistat, but slower, chiller. There's this whole vibe that she gives because she lives in a van full time, and she's up in like the Pacific Northwest, I believe. It's always in the woods. It's always in the forest. I think she was in Yellowstone during this video. Watching that video and her saying it, she took a break from recording, but then took a break from editing, and that's why it took 2 months to get this video out. I mean, that's the reality. Is higher quality takes more time, more planning, no real timeline. But then I think Casey Neistat did it every day. Everyone's different, though. Can't compare yourself to anybody else. Anyway, it's 9 p.m. I'm going to finish tomorrow's vlog and call it a night. Thanks for watching. I feel like I talked a lot today. A lot of stuff in my mind. I still haven't even talked to Tiffany about everything either. But that'll be for another day. Another vlog. See you then.